played there back in the early 60s, and just a great history there. The woman that runs the place is named Sarah, and she called me, and they were celebrating the nonprofits around Saratoga Springs. And they were having a big concert with about 1,000 people in this big theater. And these are the kind of nonprofits that are being defunded by the administration right now. Places like homeless shelters and women's shelters with the cutbacks, they were really affected by them. So they're having this big event so that awareness is increased, and it was a fundraising event, and some money was going to be made. And what they wanted me and some other songwriters for was to write a song about someone who had been through one of these programs. So the person would come out, the people that ran the program would talk for about three seconds, and then this guy or woman would present themselves and tell the story of their life with the help of a storyteller, kind of like a TED Talk. And then one of the songwriters would do a song about the guy. And I was the musician. And the guy that I got, his name is Troy Huggard. And Troy was a Navy veteran who served in Desert Storm back in the 90s. He had 2 traumatic brain injuries while he was there. And finally the Navy let him go. He moved to Florida, which doubly increased his troubles, probably. He had PTSD. He got diagnosed with PTSD. On the very night that things got so bad that he decided to take his life, he looked in a mirror. He had a gun in his hand, and he realized how beat up he looked. And he said to himself, before you do this, you got to go get a haircut, get cleaned up. So he walked down to a barber shop. And at the barber shop, the barber was talking to a guy in a chair, and the guy told him, I have PTSD, but it's gotten better since I went to this horse farm in Saratoga Springs. It's a therapeutic horse farm that uses retired race horses around Saratoga Springs and puts them in a very tight enclosed space in a pen smaller than this room. And somehow it creates this rewiring of trust in the brain that helps to turn people back around. It's not an immediate fix, of course, but it's an effective fix. They've worked with 1,000 people that have had PTSD. And so Troy Huggard was his name. He called the horse farm, they got him up to Saratoga Springs, and he had a remarkable recovery from this really difficult illness. He's still challenged at times, but his life dramatically improved and dramatically changed. Now he's living in Saratoga Springs, and he's married and has pets, and his life is great. So I'm going to sing you the song I wrote about Troy. Troy was a remarkable guy. I sat with him for 3 hours, heard the story of his life, and then I made it rhyme. I put it into this song, worked on it for a week or two, and then I sent it to him as an email, and he sent back a reply, and it said, "It's great." That was it. That's all he said. It was 2 words, and I thought, oh man, a 2-word review is never good, no matter what it said. But I thought maybe I just was off the mark, and then the night came, and I went to the theater, and I finally met him in person backstage, and he just couldn't even talk to me. He was so moved by it that he couldn't speak, and he couldn't even write an email about it. So I'm going to play you this song. If you want to see that night, what happened that night, Troy's story, and then me performing the song, it's on YouTube. All you do is put my name in with the word Troy, and it'll bring you to it. And he's a remarkable storyteller. I was sitting right next to him as he told the story, and I was laughing, and then I was crying, and then I was laughing, and then I was crying, and then it was my time to play. So this is his story. I was just a Navy kid. That's what my whole family did. I was 18, packing up for boot camp in desert storm. Nobody ever warned me about all the trouble I'd see, taking fire on the Arabian Sea with no place to dock her, a coffin for a locker, taking fire from stern to keel, in a ship made of American steel. It got dark, it went dark, it went dark. Back home they told me I had PTSD. They used the alphabet when describing me. I said, goodbye world, I'm gonna set myself free. And the gun went from my hand to my mouth. You see, my whole world had headed south. Then I saw my reflection, and it said to me, hey, you gonna do this tonight? Go get your hair cut, put on your navy whites, officer and gentleman style. Set the mood just right. So I stumbled down to the barber shop, and there I overheard a conversation. The guy in the chair said a horse had been his salvation. And the barber said, what could a horse do? What could a horse undo? How's a pony gonna carry it through? Something every psychologist has failed to do. What could a horse do? What could a horse do? So I called up that horse farm right there on the phone. A man named Bob, he answered, made me feel less alone. I said, I've looked everywhere, I've turned every stone, and it feels like I've lost everything. It sounded like he may have been wings. He said, I'm gonna fly you up to Saratoga Springs. So it was dark. What could a horse do? What could a horse undo? How's a pony gonna carry me through? Something every psychologist has failed to do. What could a horse do? What could a horse do? So there I was in a little round pen. They let a 1,500-pound horse ride in. His name was Whiskey, more of a soldier than I'd ever been. But he was scared, and I was holding him tight. There was no room for the trouble in my life. And in that rain with Whiskey and me, oh, our hearts, they beat in some kind of synchronicity. And I trusted him. He came to trust me. We were two soldiers out on the men, learning to trust all over again, starting all over again. There was light. What could a horse do? What could a horse undo? How's a pony gonna carry me through? Something every psychologist